Hi guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back with the amazing Shinsengumi with Soji Okita. We're on chapter 4 now. And before we start, I'd like to thank you guys for always checking out my videos and a great time having you enjoy them with me as well. I'll try and see if we get at least 10 likes on the video. That'd be great and help us out a lot. So let's get started with chapter 4. Can you wipe my body for me? Without the context of that, I don't know what the heck they're talking about. It's like, Thankfully, Soji's burn wasn't terribly bad. Nevertheless, it was his dominant hand that was injured. I'm sure it was hindering. Soji didn't show any signs of being troubled. As his caretaker, I put a cold towel over his wound and wrapped a bandage over it. I did my best to help. It was a hot day. Below a clear sky, the luscious greenery made shadows stretching across the earth. As I put the cold towel over his burn, I hoped it would ease his pain and heal quickly. How did you get this burn? It's not like you, Soji. Without thinking, I blurred that out. I couldn't help but feeling curious about it. It wasn't anything in particular. Soji looked away as he gave his clear-cut reply. Is it possible? Did you make a foolish mistake and now you're too embarrassed to tell anyone? I tried imagining it, and I was on the brink of laughing. Unthinkable. Is that how you see me? Soji scowled in reaction to my words. It is true something else happened, but that would make more sense. I also did something shameful that I couldn't tell other people about. At the sight of Soji's smirk, I remembered what had happened. My face became hot. I tried to tease him, but he ended up turning the tables on me. Still, having his mind preoccupied on something else, I suddenly realized something, and my chest became cold. Does he mean... Was it my fault? I asked timidly. For a second, Soji's face turned stiff. And then he smiled. Why would you think that? Because by the time you took me to that dangerous place is punishment, right? I remember hearing, did you get that injury because you pushed me away? At that place, he must have tried to protect me when I was blindfolded. If he hadn't, there was no way he would have gotten injured. The details don't matter. I was injured due to my lack of inexperience. And that's the truth. Soji declared clearly. That's why. You don't have to worry about it, Henri. You don't have to force yourself to stay. Huh? I wonder what he was talking about. Without a clue, I tilted my head. After that, I was hurt. That's why you're having a hard time leaving, isn't it? Otherwise, you wouldn't be here attending to my wound, right? I never... When my hand heals, I might do that to you again, you know. You aren't scared. It still made it sound like he was testing me. In response to his words, I said, I'm a little scared. I don't mind. I mean, I wouldn't mind him doing that, but considering her timidness, that's a little scary. He was a little rough with me, and I had no idea what he was thinking. I thought Soji was scary during that time. Still, as I patched up his wound, I could imagine this hand could hurt me. I want you to get well soon. Even after your hand heals, I'll still be by your side. It's true I was worried, but not because I pitied his injury. I was just relieved that it'd help the two of us make up. Well, I don't mind if you decide to stay. I'll make sure you do your best to be useful. I was relieved hearing Soji's words. I'm so glad. I can still stay by his side. By the time I finished putting medicine on his wound, the water I brought had gotten warm. Well then, I'll clean up here. And I stood up holding the bucket. Wait. Today's unbearably hot, so I want to wipe my body. You want to use this water? It's a little warm. I don't mind. However, with my hands like this, Soji smiled as he waved his bandaged hand to show me. Henri, can you wipe my body for me? Huh? I almost spilled a bucket of water with my intense trembling. You fixed me up so nicely. I couldn't afford to get my bandage wet. Then you should have told me before I put the bandage on. I thought to myself, but then I remembered his painful-looking wound. I couldn't tell him to do it himself. Not to mention, Soji always acts like nothing is wrong in front of everyone else. There's probably wasn't anyone else who would take care of Soji. It became difficult to refuse him. As I thought that, Soji took off his sleeve and undid the top half of his kimono. His firm upper body was exposed. Oh, wait. I thought it was your hand. And I don't know which hand's your dominant hand, but why is it on your... Why is the bandage on your way? I don't think he got hurt on his waist, but, okay. What should I do? I rubbed my eyes in panic. I couldn't take my eyes off him. Yeah, I'm jumpy and trembling. Jumpy and staring just seems kind of weird, so... What's wrong? Actually, hold up, wait. His hand's off screen, so you can't tell. So assuming he's right-handed? But still, what? Not gonna think about it too much. Why'd you suddenly turn away? I heard a chuckle behind my back. Soji, is he doing this on purpose? You don't need to be so embarrassed. Stripping down like this is normal for us after training, or when it's hot out. That may be true, but... Desperate looking away like that, it must mean that you're interested in me, huh? I couldn't deny it. To hide my flushed face, I covered it with my hands and hung my head low. I still kind of gives it away, though. I put the towel in water and lightly wrung it out, but I started to wipe Soji's back. I tried my best not to stare, but I wasn't sure where to look anymore. My hands were shaking. It made my work more awkward. You're really nervous, aren't you? Holy crap, I have eyes. Okay, see, before, in all the other scenes, we never saw her eyes. Then we saw a closed eye. Now we have an actual eye. It's a miracle. Are you scared? Or are you hoping for something will happen? He grabbed my arm and pulled me toward him. My face was buried in Soji's chest, and my cheek touched his moist skin. Next, my foot knocked over the bucket of water. The water spilled on the floor and wet my legs. What should I do? Forget I get away, stay motionless. I don't know what to say for you. He's kind of wet, and just a whole bunch of things just happened, so... I quickly jumped back and freed myself from his arm. My face was hot, my heart was about to burst due to all the excitement. Making a face like that. Are you inviting me to do something? What are you saying? I let out a shout without thinking. Running away with those eyes fixated on me. It makes me want to chase you. You're doing it on purpose, aren't you? Soji extended his arm and hugged me one more time. Soji, As I tried to say something to escape, Soji licked my neck and chills ran down my body. My body lost all strength and I couldn't move. If this continues, am I... And just when I thought that, I hear footsteps in the distance. Soji stood away and listened carefully to the hallway. I was finally free. I sat on the bed and slowly moved away. Are you there, Soji? I need to talk to you about something. The door flung open in the most almost rude manner when Toshizo peeked inside. Oh, am I interrupting? He could feel the awkwardness in the room and asked, slightly perplexed. She spilled some water. I need something to wipe it up and a change of clothes. It would be bad if she caught another cold. Soji had taken it back, but he smiled as he spoke to Toshizo. That can be done later. I have something to say to the both of you. Henri as well. Soji's face turned grim after hearing what Toshizo said. Yes, is that alright? As Toshizo asked, I instinctively looked at Soji. Without a word, Soji looked back at me. As long as I only have to listen. The atmosphere was tense, and I answered timidly. Alright. Come with me. We'll talk after that. Toshizo walked away gallantly. It's impressive you called out already by the guy's captain, huh, Henri? Soji smiled as he followed behind Toshizo. His tone and his expression were the same as always. How do I put it? I feel a little disappointed. Things were interesting, I'll say that, so yeah. I'm a little disappointed. I don't mean that I want him to do something. It's because he acted so normally. Embarrassed at my own thoughts, I justified my thinking in a hurry. It's because he was so composed. It felt like he was experienced. I may have been normal for Soji to do that. Even if it wasn't with me, he'd be fine with it. I felt lonely with my thoughts. Okay, for the time being, you can wipe yourself with this. Your foot is wet, right? As I was daydreaming, Soji handed me a towel. Thank you. Oh. Soji just stared at me while I showed my gratitude. So you two have that kind of relationship. Huh. You're quite the smooth operator, Soji. Thanks. Soji laughed in response to Toshizo. I couldn't tell if he was being positive or if he was avoiding the question. I did understand his true intent. However, if that's true, then I have to say it might be difficult for you to hear. Toshizo raised his eyebrows as he said that. My body froze with the tension in the air. I wanted to run away, but I knew I couldn't. Worried, I followed Toshizo. And I will never know what happened. Oh. Well, not until the next chapter anyway, right? Let me save. Alright, so that ends the chapter 4. I'm going to go on to chapter 5 shortly, right? Next day? Next day, yes. In a couple days. And I hope to see you guys there. Let me know what you guys think in the description below. And remember, we're trying to reach 10 likes on this video, as it will help us out a lot. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye. Kaze out.